Adventure Time! We all know it, we all love it. Jake the dog, Finn the human, the Land of Ooh, the Candy Kingdom, Ice King, Beemo, Marceline, Princess Bubblegum, Starchy.
Hey, don't squeeze me, I'll fart.
It's all classic, probably one of the most important cartoons of the last decade. And it just keeps going. This show started in 2010, ran for 10 seasons before ending in 2018, then got 4 new specials that ran from 2020 to 2021, and right when those wrapped up, they announced a whole new spin-off series for HBO Max, which, you know, we'll see how that goes. But clearly, Adventure Time is just too big and too legendary to stop. And no cartoon gets that popular without seeing a few tie-in video games. And yeah, that's what we're gonna be talking about today. Adventure Time video games. Wait, what's this? I thought I had the Adventure Time game in the Switch. What cartridge is this? Surfshark VPN. Oh god, wait, that's right! Before we go any further, I gotta give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, Surfshark VPN. Imagine, if you will, your Nintendo Switch. It's one of your prized possessions, and it's full of all your favorite games, all your save data, and even the payment information you use to buy your games. Yeah, now imagine leaving that Switch on a bench in the middle of a crowded park, fully powered on and unattended. Anyone in that park could simply walk by, pick it up, and have access to all your junk. Well, going online without a VPN is kinda like leaving your Switch on a bench, but like, on the internet? I don't know, I'm trying here. VPNs, or virtual private networks, encrypt your data to keep your personal information safe from the prying eyes of various internet creatures. And Surfshark not only encrypts your data, but can also help keep your passwords safe, notify you if your information has been leaked, and since VPNs mask your IP address using servers all across the world, you can even trick big internet into thinking you're anywhere you want, unlocking all sorts of new content on websites and streaming services that may have been region locked. Stick it to the man! Get a VPN. Surfshark VPN offers all this and so much more in their 24-month VPN plan. And by hopping to the link in the description and using my promo code FERRET, you can get 83% off your plan, 3 months of Surfshark VPN for free, and help support my channel in the process. That's promo code FERRET at the link below, or you can just scan the QR code on screen here. It's fast, secure, comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, and 24/7 support. Yeah, I could keep going, but I won't, because this ad is over. Thank you to Surfshark VPN for sponsoring, and now let's get back to Adventure Time. And not counting like browser games, mobile games, crossover games, or the Immortals Phoenix Rising DLC, there are actually 5 mainline Adventure Time games. Hey Ice King, why'd you steal our garbage? Explore the Dungeon because, I don't know, killing it with the names. Secret of the Nameless Kingdom, Finn and Jake Investigations, and the focus of today's video, Adventure Time Pirates of the Enchiridion. The biggest and most recent of the batch. Actually, while I was editing this video, I started looking some stuff up, and I found another one. Another Adventure Time game. It's called Finn and Jake's Epic Quest, but it's only on PC, which is why I hadn't heard about it. I don't really play PC, but I have a Steam Deck. I could play it on my Steam Deck. I don't know. The point is, there's a lot of games. The majority of these games are pretty simple retro throwback games, and Finn and Jake Investigations is a point-and-click adventure, randomly, but Pirates of the Enchiridion is a full-fledged 3D action-adventure game. So while I'll definitely cover the other games eventually, today I just want to focus on this one. So, this is Adventure Time Pirates of the Enchiridion. Spoilers for the TV show, by the way. And right off the bat, looking at the box, one thing you might notice right away is Finn's arm.
It ain't got no meat.
Finn's sporting his bionic arm in this story, placing this game near the end of the actual show. Specifically, we're in the middle of Season 10, the final season of the show, which was in the process of wrapping up when this game released in 2018. And with all that in mind, the game starts with Finn and Jake stargazing in that boat attached to the top of their big treehouse. The two of them doze off and wake up to... oh! The entirety of Ooh is flooded. There's water everywhere. Finn and Jake take a look around and find that the flood is coming from the nearby Ice Kingdom, which is melting for some reason. So, nothing better to do than sail over to the Ice Kingdom and see what's going on. That is a kraken. I'm sure that's going to be a very important part of this game. Well, our heroes manage to escape the Kraken, for now, and head off to confront the Ice King. So this is the game. We start out on a boat named Jeff. Sailing's easy. One button make boat go forward, one button make boat go anti-forward. There's treasure to collect, and together with this like cel-shaded art style, it's giving major Zelda Wind Waker vibes. And the Zelda vibes continue once Finn and Jake reach land. I mean, you run around, explore junk, slice stuff with a sword. It's pretty much your typical 3D Zelda style thing. And look, there's the Ice King. What's he got to say? Oh, my crown, I'm the Ice King, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, Simon over here is having a bit of an episode, and he ain't making much sense. So, the game launches into one of its weirder mechanics, interrogation time. Finn and Jake try to get information out of different characters with the whole good cop, bad cop routine, and you just have to stop this wheel at the right time to pick the right approach. It's kind of a glorified QuickTime event. If you mess up, start over, repeat it till you get it right, that's pretty much it. And after interrogating the Ice King, we find out that his crown, the source of his ice powers, was now randomly melting stuff. And in a bit of a tantrum, the Ice King threw his crown away, conveniently in the direction of Finn and Jake's next stop, the Candy Kingdom. I mean, obviously, with Ooh in shambles, they gotta find Princess Bubblegum. But on their way, the dudes randomly get attacked by pirates, and we get our first taste of this game's combat. Surprisingly, despite literally everything else being inspired by Zelda, this game's actually a turn-based RPG. Less Wind Waker, more Final Fantasy. You have a party of characters with different abilities, you press a button to make them attack, they do that, and then you wait for the enemies to do the same to you. It's about as basic of an RPG setup as you can get. I mean, there's really not much more to say about it. Moving on. Finn and Jake reach the Candy Kingdom trying to find Princess Bubblegum, but she's not there. Marceline's here though. She says Bubblegum was trying to figure out why Ice King's crown was bugging out before getting kidnapped by pirates and hauled off to the evil forest. So the group sails off to save Bubblegum with Marcy manning the ship's cannon and... Oh god. I wasn't expecting a boss fight this soon. This game's not playing around, alright. Fire! Oh, okay. Nah, seriously, I shot this thing one time, it keeled over, and I barely saw it again for the rest of the game. That's disappointing. Yeah, well, one less thing to worry about. At the evil forest, we fight pirate jelly beans, those gnomes that destroy old ladies, these things, floating textureless cubes? Are these a thing? Okay, yeah, they were in one episode in the first season. Wow, that's a deep cut. Also probably really easy to program. And eventually the gang finds Princess Bubblegum, who's dressed as a pirate, theming, and is trapped in this weird vine prison. But right as the gang's about to free her, oh, hey, Fern. You guys remember Fern, right? He's that grass version of Finn who was born from two of Finn's magical swords melding together after he lost his arm. But then he kinda turned evil and Finn accidentally murdered him with his robot arm, only for Fern to then come back in season 10 as this super tall grass soldier dude who was working with Princess Bubblegum's evil family, the Gumballs. Yeah, I meant it when I said spoilers. The show goes places, man. But either way, Fern's here now. Apparently he's been leading the pirates this whole time, and in order to save Bubblegum, he's gotta be taken down. Cool. One actual boss fight later, and the gang finally frees Bubblegum, who does have Ice King's crown. Fern did get away, but oh well, deal with that later. Apparently, all this flood junk started because one of the gems in Ice King's crown was taken out and put back in backwards. Someone sabotaged this thing. PB sets it back to Wumbo, and boom, good as new, ready to be given back to the Ice King so he can refreeze his house. Seems simple enough? But then things start to get a little complicated. Finn's like, why would they yoink the gems? The only thing that could do was power the Enchiridion, the ultra-powerful book of magic that had the power to tear the fabric of reality, allowing travel through the multiverse, but that book was destroyed. And Bubblegum's like, what part of multiverses don't you understand? And then Jake's like, multiverses? So, apparently, Princess Bubblegum thinks someone may have stolen Ice King's crown to potentially power an alternate universe version of the Enchiridion for bad reasons. I mean, sure. Okay, I guess. Enchiridion's in the title, so I guess it had to get brought up eventually, even if it's, an interesting theory. But all that actually matters right now is getting the crown back to the Ice King and getting Bubblegum back to the Candy Kingdom. But after sailing around for a while and dropping everyone off, the gang's just like, okay, now what? And Finn's like, oh, everything's melting. Maybe the Fire Kingdom has something to do with this. Which sounds like a reasonable idea until you think about it at all. We already established that the melting was from the Ice King's crown having the batteries put in backwards. Why would this have anything to do with the Fire Kingdom? Those guys don't need to sabotage a crown to melt stuff. They're made of fire. They just have to go there. But it is probably a good idea to check on the Fire Kingdom anyway. You know, make sure they haven't all died from being extinguished. But uh-oh! The flood has surrounded the Fire Kingdom with dangerous steam geysers, so they can't do that yet. So with no other options, they head back to the evil forest to look for Fern. Hey, guess what? He wasn't there. But for fun, Lumpy Space Princess showed up for a bit, clearly not voiced by her original voice actor, which I only mentioned because her usual voice actor created the show. And more importantly, the gang finds BMO, who becomes the 4th and final member of the RPG party. Hooray! Then a quick trip back to the Candy Kingdom sends us into another boss fight. It doesn't really matter to the plot, but I have to bring it up here because this fight lasted for 15 minutes. It wasn't hard. It wasn't a challenge. I didn't game over or anything. It just took forever. And then after the fight, the guys are like, we still need to find out how this flood started. Huh? Am I going crazy here? I seriously thought we had this figured out already. Someone sabotaged Ice King's crown and caused an entire kingdom of ice to melt. Is that not what caused the flood? I mean, yeah, you gotta find out who did it, but I think the how has been pretty well established. Well, anyway, BMO's here now, and using their navigation system, the gang manages to find a way around the steam geysers and into the Fire Kingdom, where they run into Cinnamon Bun. This dude is super on edge and doesn't really want to help the gang find Flame Princess, which means we gotta interrogate him. I actually, messed this one up and had to redo it. Yeah, embarrassing. But eventually, Cinnamon Bun does spill the beans on where to find Flame Princess. Awesome, now I know exactly where I'm going. Where am I going? Yeah, I don't know how it happened, but I got totally lost during this level. I just sort of wandered around the Fire Kingdom, slogging through battle after battle, and still somehow managing to have no clue where to go, even with the objective marker pointing me in the right direction. I thought, okay, maybe I need to get there by boat. So I hop back in the boat, sail around, and... Hold on. I accidentally left the level. Give me a second. All right, here we go, and... Wait. What's happening? I saw this cutscene already, wait. That ain't right. Wait, hold up. Interrogation time? I have to do it again? I left the level for 2 seconds and the whole place reset? Yes! One wrong turn reset the entire stage, forcing me into an unskippable, glitched out cutscene and the interrogation time minigame, all of which I already did an hour ago. And I messed up on the interrogation again, which means I played this minigame like 4 times. And this isn't the only technical issue I've dealt with while playing this game. Maybe it's just the Nintendo Switch version I'm playing, but this game is rough. Loading screens take forever, the boat segments can chug, and I've already had to hard reset the game twice so far because the battles just got stuck. Good game. Very finished. So I replayed the entire Fire Kingdom segment. The gang finally finds Flame Princess, and she's like, I don't have time to help you. Someone messed with the Fire Kingdom, and now the flood's gonna put out all the fire or something. And after a lot of busy work, Fern shows up, somehow not immediately turning into a brush fire. He drops another boss fight on us that takes like 10 minutes to beat. The gang fixes the Fire Kingdom, and Flame Princess is like, yeah, I don't know what's happening. Maybe talk to the Ice King. What? After all of this, the Ice Kingdom, the Candy Kingdom, the Evil Forest, the Fire Kingdom, and multiple boss fights, the big solution we've been working towards was to just talk to the Ice King again? We could have done that from the start. That's what we were already doing hours ago. I'm starting to think the story of this game was maybe not quite as robust as I originally expected. Especially as the gang gets back to the Ice Kingdom and Simon's like, really? All this time and you still don't know what happened? That's what I'm saying, man. Finn's like,
we also know that the crystal in your crown is probably connected to the Enchiridion. We've been finding pages of it everywhere.
We have? Last I checked, the only person playing this game right now is me, and I haven't seen a single page from the Enchiridion. No one's even mentioned the Enchiridion since that one scene with Bubblegum. Am I playing the game wrong? What is happening? Oh, and then the Ice King's like, oh yeah, I conveniently remember now. The person who messed with my crown was Princess Bubblegum's Uncle Gumbald. You know, the main antagonist of the show. And right on cue, Fern and the entire Gumbald family show up with the Enchiridion. There it is. Apparently, Uncle Gumbald, who hasn't been in the game at all until right now, used this alternate universe Enchiridion to sabotage Ice King's crown, melt the Ice Kingdom, and cause a massive flood with the intent of pinning it all on Princess Bubblegum so she would be forced to step down, allowing him to rule over the kingdom. But since literally no one in OO blamed Bubblegum at all, like not even for a second, Gumbald was like, we still messed a bunch of stuff up. So like, I guess Princess Bubblegum was right, but even the game admits this is a stupid idea. And with that, we're at the final boss. Just like that, huh? Yeah, well, okay. This fight wasn't really all that different from the other boss fights. Yeah, it took about 15 minutes, but it was pretty easy, all things considered. But we did it! Gumbald is defeated and thrown in jail, and all that's left to do is to pull the plug. Yep, literally. BMO finds a convenient drain plug marked on this map of Ooh, so the gang yoinks it, the flood drains in seconds, and everything is back to normal. Just like that. We even get a little cliffhanger cutscene of Fern breaking the gumballs out of jail, ensuring that none of the events of this game messed with the canon of the show, leading into the finale that premiered a few months later. And that's the game. Wow, what an experience. Okay, I'm not gonna lie here. Between the repetitive gameplay, a shocking number of technical issues, and this story that was just nothing, I'm disappointed in this game. Like, seriously, did my role in this story matter at all? Think about it. Finn and Jake started this game at the Ice Kingdom and then spent the rest of the game following random leads that went nowhere, and by the time they went back to the Ice Kingdom at the end of the game, they knew exactly as much then as they did at the start. Ice King drops the big reveal, the main villain shows up for the first time in the entire game, there's a fight, and then everything goes back to normal. It really feels like we could have just cut out everything between Ice Kingdom Part 1 and Ice Kingdom Part 2, and nothing would have been lost. The Enchiridion barely played a part in the game, and wasn't there supposed to be a Kraken? Okay, it's not terrible or anything, but as the credits rolled here, I just felt like nothing was accomplished, none of what I did mattered, and maybe I shouldn't have played the Switch version. I know when I played that Gravity Falls game, I wasn't a huge fan of it either, but I still gave it a bit of a recommendation on the back of it being both pretty okay, and also the only Gravity Falls game. But there are 4 other Adventure Time games. This isn't even the only 3D one. So, I don't know. If an action-adventure RPG based on Adventure Time sounds up your alley, and you're okay with the story being kind of pointless, and dealing with some glitches, go on ahead. But ultimately, I think you can do a lot better when it comes to Adventure Time games. But you know what? I'm not satisfied. This game promised me a Kraken fight, and I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna hunt this thing down, and I'm gonna kill it.
Why are you guys being so mean to me? I was just trying to invite you to my birthday party.
Oh my god.